What if I told you this rally isn't hype? It's precision. Bitcoin is grinding higher with real spot demand. ETF inflows continue to be strong. Meme coins are perking up again. And in the background, derivatives are quietly setting up for a gamma squeeze. Let's break it all down. I'm going to start with the daily chart here. Okay, Bitcoin is flagging just under resistance at 104, 105,000, showing strength and not exhaustion. RSI is near 70, but hasn't broken down. So there's still room to run. And the volume profile shows a low volume node between 106 to 108,000. If price clears just above this pocket, just above this area right here, 106, 108,000, we could accelerate towards $110,000 quickly. Bitcoin on the weekly, we're pressing into the top of a rising wedge that's been building for months. This is not a euphoric chop, it's controlled continuation. We're well above the 200, we're above the 50 EMAs and a 50 week EMA, which is not pictured here. And the weekly structure, as you can see, is very, very bullish as long as $100,000 holds, right? And right now Bitcoin's at 246. As long as $100,000 holds, the bias is towards the upside. Now let's talk about what's really driving price, and it's not leverage. ETF flows from Bitcoin are still looking strong. Okay, 319.5 million in net inflows on the 14th of May, and another 114.9 million on May 15th. That's over $430 million flowing into Bitcoin in 48 hours from the ETFs. This isn't an Ethereum rotation. This is real capital rotating back into Ethereum. into Bitcoin, and it's been like that. It's been like that, as you can see. And over the last 20 days plus, we've only seen 4 outflow days. Big difference from the month of February, March, right? February and March, where it was mostly just red and you don't see much green, right? Now you see a lot of green and not much red. That's beautiful. Good to see. That needs to continue. Okay, that means spot is buying. That means real money is buying. It's not leverage, guys. Okay, CVD is rising in price, signaling again real spot buyers, not just apes on leverage. Open interest is stable and funding is slightly positive at 0.0048 right now, which is not overheated. This is what a healthy spot-led rally looks like, guys. Okay, and if we're looking at options, okay, gamma exposure is rising into the $105,000 to $110,000 zone. If price gets into that range, dealers may be forced to hedge upside calls, and that could launch a gamma squeeze towards 115,000. These dealers, to protect themselves, right? If they're selling these options to hedge themselves, right, to stay neutral, then that means that they would have to buy on the spot market or on the futures market, which would actually cause the price to go up, which might cause them to have to buy again. So that's what a gamma squeeze is all about, towards $115,000, and it's looking like that's a possibility. Ethereum, take a look at it on the daily. Ethereum is holding structure beautifully. Price is consolidating above the 200 EMA that we see right here, which is at 2,448. Right now, Ethereum is at 2,584. A textbook high base around 2,550 to 2,600. As long as that range holds, Ethereum looks coiled for a move towards $2,800 to $3,000, just right here, basically. And on the weekly, Ethereum reclaimed the middle of its long-term ascending channel. RSI still has momentum. We have a ways to go before we're overbought. We're at 52 right now. OBB, it doesn't show, but it's flipped up. This isn't explosive yet, but it's steady reaccumulation, especially after this big drop. Look at that, showing a lot of strength. On the weekly, hopefully we get above this 50 EMA, which we'd have to get above 2,600. Okay, once we get out of this zone right here between the EMAs again, 3,000 is on the table, guys. What does the macro tell us? Take a look at DXY. DXY is stalling at resistance around 101.13, still below both 50 EMA and 200 EMA. So bias remains weak USD. The VIX keeps dropping. Right now we're at 17.19. That's the complacency zone. No fear premium means upside pressure. Yields, that's the 2-year, that's the 10-year. They aren't breaking out. 10-year rejected, has rejected, right? Up here at the 4.56, 4.45. And the 2-year looks pretty stable, holding above this 50 EMA. Right now it's at 3.97%, guys. And stocks, let's take a look. Dow, very nice back in the channel, looking like it wants to keep moving up. NASDAQ looking very strong, right? We're approaching all-time high area. SPX, same thing, looking very strong, approaching all-time high areas, right? They're all grinding higher and pressing towards all-time high zones, guys. Macro is calm, supportive, and quietly risk on. BTC dominance, what do we got? BTC dominance bounced just above the POC, which was at 61.3%. Really, it didn't even go down there, but I mean, we do see the bounce, right? And right now we're getting rejected off of the 50 EMA, which is at 63.41%. That gives us a temporary window for altcoins to catch a bid. And that's exactly what's happening. Let's take a look at others. Others held, right, from yesterday, held the 200 EMA and is now printing a higher low, which is great. We need to get above this POC, point of control, at 269.27 billion. And on the weekly, volume is building. Capital is trickling back into low caps. The altcoin window is still open, especially for high beta meme plays. Like which ones, you ask? Well, glad you asked. Let me show you. Miggles, let's go back to the daily. Looks nice on the weekly, doesn't it? We'll go back to the daily. Miggles retesting the 200 EMA. Okay, if it holds, the next resistance is 5 cents, 0.055. Okay. I'd probably say the next strong resistance, let's say 6 cents, 0.067 right here. This POC, point of control right here. Okay, Toshi for now has lost this area right here, right? 3073. Right now we're at 3069. We got rejected off it today, if you could see that, right? I'd like to see us above this area. I'd like to see us above this area, okay? Above this channel, above this high volume node, okay, area, okay, which ideally I'd like to see us above 3075. It could be that we play around here for a little bit before the moves up, although Toshi does look very strong, okay? It does look very strong. This is probably just a great area to buy. Okay, it looks like it's coiling for another leg up, guys. KeyCat, after 3 days of dropping, we can see a nice green candle, although we've rejected some. Okay, today we went as high as 2063. Right now we're at 2057. Let's see what happens here. I'd like to see us stay above 0.0060 to be in this striking zone to this area. Okay, high, higher high, and pushing up higher. Okay, after we get out of this area, and remember, just above 0.0061. There's resistance, but the resistance isn't as strong. Okay, dogging me, bouncing off of the point of control right here, 3086. Right now we're at 3093. We were a lot higher today at 2011. Okay, that was possibly due to Gate.io listing. Okay, the Gate.io listing, they just got listed on Gate.io. If we get above 0.011, okay, we come up against 0.0013. We get above all that area, and again, not strong resistance up here. If we get past this area, we could see parabolic continuation for Dog and Me. So in short, for all four, okay, these are all just healthy pullbacks and breakouts, not breakdowns. Momentum is coming back into the meme sector. So what do we got? Well, what we have here is spot-driven Bitcoin rally, fresh ETF inflows, continued inflows. Dealer gamma exposure is building, bullish structure on Bitcoin and Ethereum, meme coins regaining traction, macro tailwinds, no red flags. Here's the probability outlook for the next 5 to 10 days. My 60% base case is BTC grinds towards $108,000 to $110,000. 25% probabilities upside, which means a gamma squeeze, which means $115,000 plus per Bitcoin. And let's go gamma squeeze, right? 25% probability there, and 15% probability downside, which would mean pullback to 98 to 100,000 if ETF flows reverses. In ending, this is not a blow off top. This is calculated momentum. If Bitcoin clears 106,000 and gets into that gamma zone, we might just rip straight to $115,000. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. leave it there, guys. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. I'm trying to grow this channel, and all that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys Monday. Have a good one. Peace.